Hey guys, today we're checking out the January 1991 issue of The Source. It's a special issue, basically a look back at the year 1990. Hip Hop's Man of the Year is Luke from Two Live Crew. Of course, this is the original logo before they changed it to the logo that we know today. They actually did 3 issues later on this issue with Ice-T here. So we're going to go through this magazine, check out each page, see what's going on here. We got always some great ads in these issues. LL, Mama Said Knock You Out, the album we actually have going on in the background here. Some Elektra ad. We got Bebe's Kids. We've got the table of contents. Give you a list of the features going in here. We'll go through each of them here. Rush labels here. Oh, here we go. Here's the masthead here. This is always interesting. Great picture here of the original Source Mind Squad, featuring some true icons here. We got John Schechter, the editor-in-chief, Chris Wilder, managing editor, James Bernard, Reef, Matty C, whole crew here. This is like a great classic picture here. We got the editor's letter here from Jay the Sultan, a.k.a. John Schechter, and talks about the year that we've missed here. So we got the Good Jive ad here. Oh, here's a good Big Daddy Kane ad for a Taste of Chocolate, featuring the tagline "Ain't nothing vanilla about it," which is a Vanilla Ice jab. Let's see. So we got some letters to the editor here. Not too much interesting going on here. Here's a good letter about Neil Patrick Harris, a.k.a. Doogie Howser, shouting out MC Hammer on Oprah as the man who turned rap into an art form. It was a controversial statement that Doogie Howser made back in the day. I wonder if NPH has anything to say about that today. Let's see, here's like clearing up some rumors from the last year. The number one being that Big Daddy Kane had AIDS. Turns out not true. Here's an article about a voter registration concert that Puffy actually organized when he was still A&R director at Uptown. Here's a good page. Got the Hip Hop Quotable, always a classic column from Large Professor here, looking at the front door. And this is an interesting one. We got DMX, Unsigned Hype. This is like way before he actually blew up. Obviously this is 6 years before he blew up, you could say. And mostly famous at the time for claiming that he really wrote K Solo's Spellbound. Must have been his early 20s then. Let's see, we got some more ads. JB's. This is interesting here. The reader response card. This is a good relic here. Apparently people would see ads throughout the magazine, and every ad has a number on it. Here it says circle 12 on the reader response card. So you would circle, if you like the JBs for whatever reason, you would circle that and then send it back to the Source, and then the Source would tell that advertiser to send you something. I'm not quite sure. A catalog, I assume. Another order form where you could order the album directly. So that's an interesting way to get music or other stuff. Here's a good article by Davey D, kind of a Bay Area, journalism OG. Defending Hammer, obviously a controversial thing. Source had a whole, weird relationship with Hammer, and this is sort of Davey D kind of defending him. I think essentially, you might not love his music, but he's self-made man. He's breaking down barriers. A lot of good things to say about Hammer. Also controversial. Vanilla Ice here. Dan Charnas article, a little more critical here. Our Worst Nightmare. Here we're getting into the beginning of this, the package in the magazine about censorship, which was a big issue in 1990, thanks to the Two Live Crew got charged with obscenity for their album or for performing live rather, and they were acquitted, but it was a big thing about the First Amendment basically, and hip hop was sort of at the center of that. Here's a timeline of the Luke trial. Here's a great article written by Danielle Smith. Another important issue at the time was hip hop getting banned from like live venues. There had been, I guess this was right after there was a stabbing at a BDP show in Berkeley, and it was one of many instances in which the police essentially banned rap shows in certain cities in the fight against that. Run-dmc, more Daniel article. Here's the top albums of 1990 from various stores and radio stations around the country, which is always interesting. Here we got Red Alert from New York, #1 album, Nice and Smooth, not a bad pick. All over the place: Atlanta, Baltimore, Detroit, Houston, Miami. Here's the best videos of the year that they go through. Public Enemy, 911 is a joke, is Captain Video's #1 pick. Karen Wheeler, Soul to Soul. Let's see here. Oh, this is the reader response poll, I guess it's called. And they basically, in I guess a previous issue, ask people to send in their picks for the answering these questions or their best albums. So #1 album of the year, according to the readers, was favorite group was Public Enemy, according to the readers, 19%. Favorite album, according to readers, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, 25%. So some good stuff here. A lot of controversial questions. What do you think about Hammer? Again, popular. Most influential female rap artist, Queen Latifah on top. Here's some other sort of reader response stuff, more quotes from them, which, some few interesting ones here. These are mostly, I think, regular people, but then there was Monica Lynch, who I think was the president of Tommy Boy or something, has a quote defending Hammer, which is interesting. Here's the beginning of Bill Stephanie's article. He was the president of Def Jam at some point, I assume before this. And generally just kind of a industry OG, worked with Spike Lee, I believe. And this is about pop rap sort of taking over, the influence of pop rap, Velvet DeVoe, Hammer, Vanilla Ice. What does all this mean for hip hop, good or bad? So that's another hot issue from 1990 they're going through. This, we can't leave without acknowledging this Luke and Larry ad, amazing. Rap's hottest and R&B's best. It's Luke from Two Live Crew, of course, and Larry Blackman from Cameo. Just like crazy combination. I have never heard this album, but would love to. JJ Fad, gotta love him. MC Twist, this is a guy who was down with Luke, I believe, and was from San Jose, I believe. Set to run public relations, source classifieds here. Here we go. Here's the Mind Squad's, like, sort of the critics' picks from the year. They also picked Ice Cube as the best album. Brothers Gonna Work It Out, Public Enemy is the best single. Some why didn't they albums that they felt like didn't blow up that they thought were amazing. Interesting to see, some that I guess we would consider pretty popular classics from the era were slept on, like Tribe Source album, for example. There's an ASCAP ad here, which I think is kind of funny that ASCAP is advertising in a rap magazine. This is the beginning of like the Year in Photos package, which is like kind of basically photos of kind of the most notable figures and the biggest kind of controversies and sort of talking points of the year. So first we got Digital Underground, the Humpty Dance, Humpty Hump was a big star. Chill Rob G and The Power, there's this controversy over the song The Power, whether it was Chill Rob G's or some European techno group. House Party Movie, big deal. This is a classic issue of Newsweek. Well, classic maybe is the wrong word. An issue of Newsweek where they sort of took aim at rap music. It's a ridiculous, juxtaposition here to have a headline Rap Rage, and the rapper on the cover being Tone Loc, maybe like one of the sort of most radio-friendly rappers there was at the time. So this was controversial in the hip hop community just because it portrayed rap in a bad light in the mainstream media. So that was a big deal. I actually have that issue somewhere. I should break it out. Couldn't find it right now. We got Hammer, of course, 2 Live Crew, 2 sort of big figures of the year. We got just sort of the state of gangsta rap with Ice Cube, Ghetto Boys. We got Rap on TV, Fresh Prince debuted. We're all in the same gang. The Unity record, bootlegging, sort of controversial issue at the time. We got like sort of Afrocentric rap trend, R&B mixed with hip hop trend. Little Uptown ad here. I think that's the. Oh no, there's a few more pages. We got feminism rap, or as they call it, womanism in rap, with rappers like Moni Love, Yo Yo, Salt and Peppa. We got Spanish rap with Miller Man Ace and Kid Frost. With Broadway. Okay, and here the last part in this package is the crown jewel, rap's royalty. So these are, I guess, the acts that they crown as rap's royalty here, which is Public Enemy, Eric B. and Rakim, BDP, and L. Cool J. So that was their picks for the best. Okay. SBK Records, Vanilla Ice, kind of bold for them to advertise this right next to the Record Report critical section. So, this is, I guess, before Source had the Mike's rating system, which we all know. I'm not exactly sure when they switched over, but this was like the, I guess, broken record rating system, going from hip-hop classic, slammin', definite satisfaction, good, a worthwhile purchase, needs help, doesn't stand out, and totally whack is one record. So this issue reviews, nothing too controversial here. Run-DMC's comeback, which was sort of Run-DMC coming into the modern 90s era, was pretty well received. Father MC, not well received. C. Wild, who I think is Chris Wilder, gives him a hard time for having his rhymes ghost written by Little Sean, I guess, which was controversial at the time. And now we go over here to singles. We got a classic Tribe single. We got Two Kings and a Cypher. Ron Amen Ra from the Hitmen's original group. Gangstar, Just Get a Rep, another classic. Some more lesser known single reviews. The Next School, interracial rap group, not well received. Tragedy, Intelligent Hoodlum, better received. Here we are, The Last Word, which is the last page in the magazine. They here are going out with a picture of Troy Dixon, a.k.a. T-Roy, who was killed in an accident. He was from Heavy D and the Boys. P. Rock and TL Smooth made the They Reminisce Over You, Troy song about him. So this is just a goodbye to him, a little preview of the next issue. Guy's second album, always a banger. And that's basically the entire issue. So, we gotta look at the back cover too. Can't forget that, I had it taped down. But we got the Tommy Boy ad. Alright, so that's the issue. Source, 1991. Appreciate you guys checking it out with me. Subscribe if you want to see some more old school magazines from the collection.